American President Donald Trump has announced a 25% tariff on any country that trades with Iran. India is closely tracking developments in the West Asian country, not just as a regional crisis, but as a strategic test with direct implications for its connectivity and foreign policy. When the United States revoked the exception for India's Chabahar port project last year, the country got a 6-month waiver to exit in an orderly manner. The waiver kicked in from the 29th of October last year through to 26th of April 2026. However, back in September, India had hoped that the United States would backtrack and let the country operate the port.
On 28th October 2025, as you are aware, the US Department of Treasury had issued a letter outlining the guidance on the conditional sanctions waiver, which is valid till 26th April 2026. We remain engaged with the US side in working out this arrangement.
With the latest 25% tariff, the real question is, does India even have a choice anymore, or is exiting the project the only option left? Well, Chabahar port is in the Sistan-Baluchistan province in the southeastern Iran, not in the Persian Gulf. India uses it to get to Afghanistan and Central Asia by road and sea through Iran's eastern borders. The project's strategic goal is to increase maritime passage trade to Afghanistan and Central Asia. The International North-South Transport Corridor, or the INSTC, is building Chabahar as a way to get to both the east and the west sides of the Caspian Sea. The INSTC is a 7,200-kilometer network that connects road, train and sea links. It makes it easier to travel between India, Iran, Afghanistan, Azerbaijan, Russia, Central Asia and Europe. For New Delhi, Iran remains a critical gateway to Afghanistan and Central Asia at a time when overland access through Pakistan is effectively blocked. The Chabahar port, where India has invested over $1 billion and holds a 10-year management agreement, is central to this strategy. Any prolonged instability or regime uncertainty in Iran could disrupt India's only viable western corridor and complicate its regional outreach. Now, economically, India-Iran trade is modest but crucial to its diversification strategy. Bilateral trade right now stands at about $1.7 billion annually, largely driven by Indian exports of basmati rice, pharmaceuticals and food items. Iran, remember, is among the top destinations for Indian basmati, importing over 1 million tons. However, the sharp fall in the rial and the removal of food import subsidies have already hit Indian exporters. While most trade falls under humanitarian exemptions, further instability could disrupt payments, logistics and long-standing commercial ties. India is also assessing the potential fallout for its energy security and financial markets. Nearly half of India's crude oil imports and more than half of its LNG imports pass through the Strait of Hormuz, which is a narrow maritime passage between Iran and Oman that connects the Persian Gulf with the Arabian Sea. It is one of the world's most critical energy choke points, with nearly 1/5 of global oil trade. Any escalation involving Iran raises the risk of supply disruptions and higher global oil prices. Analysts warn that sustained tensions could weaken the rupee, accelerate foreign fund outflows, and even push up inflation.